Hey, peace and blessings, family. Welcome to Sunday Sitting with Sisters. I am your co-host, Mama Ro Osunleke, and I'm joined by my one of my favorite, only favorite sister, Sister Khadijah. What's up, sis?
What's going on? Good evening, Facebook land and all the people tuning in. What's up, Reds? How you
So what
doing?
you been up to? We wasn't on last week because it was Mother's Day. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I've
Sorry,
been
y'all.
just busy, 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 uh, ushering out old stuff and bringing in some new. So, anytime there's a transition, there's a lot of movement and a lot of going through old things, you know what I mean? And looking over old stuff. So it's been really active. Yesterday I was with you. We did a little bit of shopping while the guys worked on the yard and we got a good little workout, lifting some weights. Inside joke.
Oh,
But yeah, so my body was feeling that today. I'll tell you that. But other than that, I've been
funny.
good. I've been good. No complaints. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I do have a question for you. Over the last 2 weeks, because we haven't been on in 2 weeks, what's been new in your world?
Well, my son's wrapping up his junior year. So him going into the senior year and all the things that come with, being close to being out on your own, not on your own technically, but out of high school. So that's been interesting. And attended a lot of different meetings this week and got a lot of insights on different things happening around the school system and black children. So that was very new and interesting, and looking forward to working on that
Well,
and changing some of that.
I guess I look forward to, asking you this question because you went with me to a CBO meeting with Black CBO community-based organizations with Sacramento County. Was very grateful to get
Tell
invited to a
people
meeting
who
like
don't
that.
know what CBO means.
Community-based organizations. I did say that, Khadijah, you just didn't hear me.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear.
Um,
Okay, maybe you came in now.
yeah, that's okay. And so we were invited to that. And so, did you know most of those people in the room we were at?
I'd say I knew maybe 2 to 3 people. Okay, I knew two of them. I've been in the company of maybe three or four of them, but two of them I knew. I've been around, and one of them I knew since I was younger. My my late teens actually. I'm 18. So, but yeah, but most of them, no, never seen them a day in my life.
Okay. What was your thoughts of the meeting, Sissy?
I would say it was interesting and informative, and not informative by way of what the stats were on African American children throughout Sacramento and close surrounding areas, but different in the sense of so many educated black folks in there that have been doing this work that I've never seen. And with these stats, they were talking about how they have been the same over the last 2 to 3 years, and all these people was making like strides are made, but you don't see any change in any of the bad stats when it comes to African American children. So that was eye opener for me because it seemed like it was a group full of professionals who were just at the table talking about making a change and then going over the stats, but I've never seen any of them doing anything that I've been involved in, or either I've seen with other people collaborating, working in schools or anything. Yeah, it was just interesting, and it was interesting that um, a lot of people who don't live in the demographic that they're serving have a very big opinion, and somebody that wasn't even black telling us what African Americans need. I find that always interesting when there are people who are not black and say this is what African Americans need when they're not African American. Um,
Mm,
and so that was definitely that was different. Just that they have a voice, because usually if we are sitting in a meeting with people of other ethnicities, we usually sit there and just be quiet because we know it's not
yeah.
really our circle. But the fact that they felt so comfortable to sit and tell people who were probably 3 times their age what African Americans needed and they weren't African American was, mind boggling for me. But it was interesting. It was interesting
I would like to
to say the
next
least.
week, not this week, because we're going to talk about something else, but I want to put them stats up next week, and I want to talk about
For
those
sure.
stats. I feel
For
like
sure.
we should be talking about those stats. And this is my personal opinion. I don't think we need the stats to know what's going on with
Good
Black
evening,
people.
Tasha.
If you got eyeballs, if you are involved in your community, then you will know those. You didn't really need those stats. I was not shocked at all to see that with the stats. I think what I'm constantly shocked about is
Mhm.
Black folks not wanting to be honest about the status of where we are. I
Mm.
think that it just feels like we're so used to Black death and Black trauma that we can't see ourselves no other way. And then we get mad when other people start to see us that way. Like they're supposed to have a different opinion of ourselves, of us, than we have of ourselves. So I always find that to be quite interesting. I think we have cast of characters that look very different. I don't remember seeing these cast of characters before being so comfortable. I do think we have an identity problem. I think that
Absolutely.
Black is too broad of a brush. Anybody can be Black. You could be a white man for real and still be Black to Black people. And so for me, I look at the culture. I always talk about culturally, are we the same? You know?
One more
Yeah.
thing that I found interesting in this, when they were talking about all of the things and steps it would take to correct these issues, not once it did involve a parent. So I don't know how you can work on a child and work about fixing or helping a child in a situation, and you're not concerned about their parent or their guardian or their caregiver. That was an eye opener. It's like when we criticize the man or the system, he's so far removed that he's dictating what's in your home. That's what it seemed like they were trying to do, trying to work on the child and help them do whatever it is they're trying to help. Because I was very unclear on if they wanted the stats to rise or if they just wanted more data, or I wasn't really clear on what their objective was,
Mm-hmm.
other than to sit here and meet and have very delicious food, because it was very tasty breakfast, and a nice little packaged lunch, and really nice and good handouts. So I don't know if they were it was more about a gathering information, but I don't know how you can work with a child and not work with their caregiver, their parent, or their guardian. I think that's the thing. Nor do you work with the people in the school who deal with all the children's who behaviors you're speaking of it. I'm not
Every
talking about
day.
the teacher. I'm talking about the hall monitors. I'm talking about campus security. I'm talking about the
Mm-hmm.
lunch lady who they cuss out because they done forgot they ID number and she can't. You know what I mean? I'm talking about all the people that work directly with these children who are often overlooked or opinion don't matter. Like you have referred before, keepers at the zoo. So I don't know how much
Mm-hmm.
real change is to be expected if we're not inclusive of people who are literally boots on the ground. I'm not talking about boots on the ground anytime. I'm talking about people who work with this population every single day. So I thought that was
Yeah.
that was another interesting point for me.
Yeah. So next week we're gonna share those stats with y'all next week and get your feedback. And I also believe, Khadijah, that when you brought up that family thing, so when they say Hispanic people are so family oriented, and then we get mad. Well, people don't think we are. Let's be
That
honest.
part.
They think that we are the broken home capitals of the world. They think we are the single mama capitals of the whole United States. And then don't get mad because we let them do that to us. We act like that's a true fact.
Hey,
That's what
hey,
I was like,
Shanda.
this is
Mm,
weird. Hey, Shanda. So we're gonna get into that
sorry.
next week. I just think that would be a very good topic because I really do want to know what people are thinking. Because maybe y'all don't know those stats, but I'm a firm believer. I don't think you have to know those stats to know that we are in trouble and our
Absolutely.
communities are in trouble. And I also think culturally, maybe we're not all the same, which brings me to our first discussion of the night. Um, oh, dang, this thing just jumped right off on me like this. So it brings me to our first discussion. Now, y'all, we could not go live this week. Last week we didn't go live because it was Mother's Day. And I hope everybody had like a really good Mother's Day. Because I think that's an important, even though we know Mother's Day is every day, y'all don't get it twisted.
Mhm.
We know Mother's Day is every day. So we're not just doing this because, but I also think we're going to talk about this. And I'm gonna bring this up right now. When I'm talking, it's usually because I'm working at the same time. But we're going to discuss this tonight. And I hope that y'all will roll with us and be honest. I know sometimes when I talk, this is what I was told, that sometimes I can seem very intimidating. But I kind of feel like if you know your shit ain't right, now you're going to be intimidated. Stand on your
And
guts.
before we get into this, Shanda had a comment. She said, "Yes, very great topic. Our community is most definitely in trouble."
Yes,
So
we are,
yes,
Shand. I wish you could have been in that meeting. You're actually a mother with twin
yeah,
daughters. Like I wish you could have
successful,
had women like you in that meeting.
positive twin daughters.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. Because I also think that's the group that's left out the most We put a lot of money into kids making really bad decisions and having really bad behaviors. But those kids who go to school, get good grades, obey their parents, we act like they don't need a voice. And to me, we need to be investing in them more than the other group.
Hmm.
That's the sad part. But I mean, that's part right now. We're supporting death culture right now. That's where the big money is for black people. Everybody else get to have life culture. They get to, be
Mm.
supported. But we get to only be seen when it's death, you know.
And I can tell you something else. I was just watching a movie just to give like a little reference to it, and it was a train derailment. And so two people were pinned against this beam, was pushing against them, so they could either save one person. If they pushed on one side, the other person would die, vice versa. So the paramedic said, "We have to get out the person that has the better chance of survival." He says, so this person's pulse is weak. He's older. His spleen is messed up. Da 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 da. The other girl, she's young, no spinal damage. Looked like she just hemmed her leg. So they had to go, they had to save the person that was worth saving. Not saying
Yes,
that all children are not worth saving, but I'm
yes,
saying there are some children that need to be invested in more because they have a better chance of a healthy, productive, positive future than
yes,
someone that is doing absolutely horrible and then reported there, then they go to the prison or the graveyard anyway. But that's where all the resources and support went because he looked the worst, but he really was the worst, or she really was the worst because there really was no saving them at that point. They had already had criminal record. They had 3 strikes. They had already went to jail for shooting somebody. They did armed robbery when they was 13. They used to do home invasions. Then you got the person over here who's just trying to get through school, maybe a little mentoring or making some positive decisions. You know what I mean? But nothing
mm-hmm,
major. But we'll invest
mm-hmm.
everything in the child that's damn near going down slope. So I think that was just a good analogy for me. And I was like, damn, that's kind of how I feel when it comes to certain population of students, and particularly black students, because we don't always support the one that is worth saving, if that makes any sense at all. So I hope
Yes.
y'all got that reference.
No, no, Khadijah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. They say, and hey, cousin Kim, we get into your comments in
What up,
just a minute.
Fave?
But they say that damn it, my thought that jumped out of my head. Oh shit.
Want me to read the comments and then come back? Or you want
Yeah, cause shit out of that shit done gone. We gotta jump into Diddy.
what
I'll
up,
come back.
Fave?
That's gonna be next week, family. Please believe me. We're gonna present all that.
Uh,
Okay, so you can get to
Shannon
these
said,
comments.
yes, I say that. Shannon said, yes, all the time. Kim said, we have a lot of ditties in the community and our family and friends, but they're not ready for that conversation. No, they are not. Um,
We gonna get
I know
into
a lot
this.
of women. I know a lot of women married or in a relationship with a Diddy. Woo, deep
So what
cut.
do we think about these latest developments? And you notice I'm starting off with him and the last three high profile women that we've seen him with. They kind of all look
Mhm.
the same, so he definitely has a type. Um, I don't know, Khadijah, what's your thoughts about Diddy? Did he
You
do
know
it?
what? I don't know, but I wouldn't put it past Diddy to do it. Um, but I would just say I'm not shocked. I think it's very unfortunate that when we hear these type of stories, people go silent. That says to me that says a lot about the people when they've had an opinion all this long. He ain't do what he this, and then this come up, and everybody like, oh, people make mistakes. Stomping on a lady's head or kicking them,
Mm-hmm.
pulling them by their hair, blacking their eye is not no goddamn mistake. That is a choice. So just to hear, I've heard a lot of people here that I just unfriended. I've known since I was a kid. Whether you're a comedian or not, when you make a joke about a woman being physically assaulted as if
I can't fuck
her
with it.
life doesn't matter, I had to unfriend you because I find nothing funny about that. But then I look at this person making the joke. This nigga's homeless. He always on here begging for something, just a straight up bum, abandoning his children in another state. So when I see niggas make jokes, because I don't find anything funny, I know somebody very close to me is in a domestic violence situation that, kind of out of it now, but still, still trying to make her way out. And there's nothing funny when somebody has a cracked jaw or eyeball sitting outside their
Mm-hmm.
eye because the man is so egotistical and such a misogynist that he feels that a woman is property he can do with her as he will. And I think that's kind of what Puffy
Mm-hmm.
has demonstrated. I think
Mm-hmm.
when men sit and condone it and back it up and give them an excuse, you are no different, especially when you are a man with daughters. I would then have to question how you ever interacted with my child. I'm definitely giving you the side eye. I'm definitely wondering what you are. So I just kind of cleaned up my friend list and got rid of people because I didn't think any jokes about somebody getting their ass whooped, a woman in particular, is hilarious. I don't care if Cassie is whatever, because I heard some people say, well, he don't date black women. Okay, I get all of that, but he has dated some of them. Kim Porter is very dark. He was beating her ass. So Cassie's just the latest cast. When people make jokes and make light of somebody being horned by a man, yeah, I ain't got no time for you. And that's why, like Kim said, there are so many people in our community that we know that do Diddyisms. We're gonna call that shit Diddyisms, where they dragging your ass down the hallway, Ike Turner style. He looked like Ike
Mhm.
Turner style to me.
Yeah.
And when they make a joke out of it, y'all, that's because they living next to, living with, or connected to a Diddy.
So, Sister Tasha said, I'm about to struggle with this one. Tell me about the struggle, because I don't know. When I see somebody be a rapist, I don't struggle with them being a rapist. See, the funny part is, black people, you could present us with the evidence and we'll still kind of struggle with that. Like, nigga, the shit is on tape. We seen R. Kelly pee on a fucking 14-year-old. Like, or maybe is it that we really don't value women? And I'm just being honest with you. I'm at the point in my life, I want to know where people are coming from. I do. I can
Mm-hmm.
take it. I may not fuck with you, but I can take it. Because I just feel like there's no value. Every 5.5 hours in America, a black woman or girl is murdered by a black man or boy. And that shit's been speeding up. And we want to act like, maybe she talked too much. Black women always got some fucking lip. Like we have all of these excuses. And I'm just like, ooh, this is sad.
Tasha said, I'm a domestic violence survivor and I see no debate around this. He is horrible and I see too much coming from those who do not know how it is to deal with this. Gotcha. So you struggle talking about the topic of abuse, period.
Okay. Okay.
Being a
Thank
form
you,
of, I
sis.
got
Thank you for clearing that up.
therefore, with everything that Khadijah said is correct. Yeah. And I think for me, when it comes to stuff like this, there is no gray area. It's not that she did something wrong or he was drunk or he was upset or she was using him or she knew what she was in. It's just, it's black or white right here. It's this or that. There is no in between when it comes to abuse. In my
Yeah,
opinion, there is
yeah, I
no
agree.
gray area. You hit somebody, you hit somebody. That's the same thing. That's like people trying to put a gray area when it comes to pedophilia. Well, he did. The girl was only 13, or she was
Oh,
15. She only had 3 more years. Oh, I heard stuff like that. Or she really big for her age. She looked developed, even though you grew up with her fucking daddy and you know she's 13. Even if she built like a grown woman with children, you grew up with her father. You knew she was 13 years old. I hear so many great
yeah, me
areas
too,
that, and
Khadijah.
I'm talking about my community. So please don't get on here and say, what about Epstein and all them other people? I don't care
Mhm.
about them. We're talking
Yeah.
about in our community because Epstein doesn't really have a hand to be able to come in the middle of Meadowview or the middle of Oak Park or in Del Paso Heights and get one of
Mhm.
our children. Those are people that look like us, that we know, that we are around, that we big up. So I don't want nobody to compare Puppy to any of those billionaire white men. Don't want to hear it.
I also think
So,
it's
because half
dangerous
don't
to
even know who the
compare.
fuck they are. But I think when
Mhm.
we're in that gray area, that's dangerous. That's a dangerous area for people to be in. And it's also a red flag for me to get away from you because you have no boundaries and you have no limits. And it could be somebody in my family, somebody I know who you'll be in that gray area with. Just my opinion.
Mm,
What's up,
mm.
Silver Shepherd?
Comments.
Hey, Alicia. There is nothing that calls for a man to put their hands on a woman, period. It's not at all. Right? No excuse. But I hear a lot of people that like to blame the woman. Yeah, shut the
Hmm.
fuck up too. Don't place no opinion on something that you have no idea what it's like. Yeah, I hear that oh so often. Only though,
Yeah.
Tasha, when they are black women. When that football star beat that girl ass in the elevator, not being funny, he was immediately suspended from NFL. No games or nothing because it was a white girl. And like Londa said, it's more value on
The
other
value of her.
ethnicities than it is. There's no value on a black woman. And Cassie wasn't considered a white woman. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no value really put on it. Go ahead, London. They definitely didn't give a fuck about Kim Porter.
No, what you know what? You're absolutely right, Khadijah. What I was going to say is, and we have to be very careful. I don't think you have to be a victim of domestic violence to feel empathy. See, that's what
Absolutely
I'm
not.
saying. I don't want to be like, unless you've been, no, I ain't been there. No motherfucker ever put his hand on me because I'll break his fucking jaw. But I don't think nobody should put a hand on a woman. The fuck?
Hmm.
I don't have to be a victim of it. It's like, it's wrong, y'all. That should be your
Hmm.
common sense that kick in and be like, did you really put your hand on her? Nigga, we gonna break
Hmm.
all your fucking legs. Like, I just feel like there is something. I don't think you have to belong to the personal club to feel like this is wrong. That's how I know
Absolutely
that
not.
there's something wrong with us as a people where we either don't have any empathy for it because in our culture, for so long, we act like the black man is untouchable. Like this nigga,
Hmm.
because we both black, he has the right to put his hand on me. That's how we say the shit. Like, well, it's his
Hmm.
pet, it's his car. Like we say the shit like it's a material possession, or we'll do the flip side and say, for those who've been, and I'm really sorry you've been a victim of domestic violence, but you got to be careful because even though a person has not been a victim of that, you want common sense people to feel that that is wrong. You shouldn't have to go through something to be like, that's fucked up. One of the reasons why white women cry is because they know there's power in their tears because they know that they're valued as human beings. So immediately
Mhm.
when white women cry, black people come over and fix your hair. And we come, you all right, we want to give you a Bible. I've seen somebody do that in court when the woman murdered a black man and then the bitch started crying. And then the black judge and the black bailiff, these were two women, just immediately like consoling her. And I was like, dude, she just committed a crime. She could sit there and cry and soak up
Mhm.
her brows. Why do you feel immediately empathy for her? But as soon as a black woman go through that, we immediately in our minds start thinking about, well, you don't know, black women talk too fucking much.
Mhm.
That's
Or you
that's the
tough
number
suck
one
them
answer I
tears up
hear the
and handle
most.
it. Yeah,
Huh?
or you tough suck them tears up and handle it. You tough. You suck. You did the crime. Do the time. You tough.
That's what I
Suck it
hear.
up. You don't have no
Yeah.
feelings.
But
Leona said, "I agree, Rolanda. Don't put your hands on me. Period." Tasha
period.
says, empathy and blame is different. People out here are blaming her, saying, "Get out." If you don't know how, if you don't know, don't accuse her or speak on it. Go ahead.
I agree with you. You know what, Tasha? In that video, you see her creeping away. This fool
Hmm.
wakes up to catch her in his towel, which means he felt so empowered. Let's keep it all the way a buck
Hmm.
and so protected that he thought he could do that, not knowing. I mean, knowing that he's in a very high class hotel and there are cameras everywhere. So somebody seen this girl get beat down on the camera and didn't say nothing, didn't come to her rescue or anything. Then I heard he bought videos for like $50,000. I like listening to his ex bodyguard Gene because I believe everything Gene said because he was there. But I
Hmm.
just feel like our condone our culture of condoning bad behavior and criminality has gone too far. That's why you will never defund the police because we have too many criminal minded people here acting like this is a part of black culture. Is to let this fool walking around here acting like he's a good people, donating the things when we know this dude is a monster. See, I remember
Hmm.
Diddy. I don't know if y'all know about this, but I remember Diddy when he had Daddy's House and Sister Soldier used to run it.
Hmm.
That's how I first got
Hmm.
introduced to P. Diddy because I wasn't really into his music like that or any music producer that he produced. I didn't really know Diddy like that. I only knew him really through watching Sister Soldier's work. And then all of a sudden, as he got bigger, that went away. I don't know why it went away if it was so effective. Because, I love me some Sister Soldier. But people who sometimes present themselves in this angelic look, you got to look at them twice. And we've been hearing stories for years.
And I was about to say, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a fan of Diddy's, but I am a fan of music. So we watched his reality shows when he was trying to make the band with the, he was a cold piece of work to them on camera. Like he was rude and mean as hell. Like he already had a godlike complex then. And he wasn't even the Diddy that
Mm,
he is today, as far as deep pockets and global fame. He was still just known around these parts. You know what I'm saying? And so he was a cold piece
mm.
of work. He was a cold piece of work. So I don't think anybody in their right mind would not be surprised by anything that's transpiring between Diddy about Diddy. This is not any new information. It's really, really not. It's and for anybody to sit and condone and act like, oh, they setting them up, because I'm tired of hearing they coming after all the powerful black men. They can't come after shit you don't give them access to. Tasha says, yes, she had no shoes on and snuck out. She planned to escape, and the timing didn't work out in her favor. I have heard someone ask, what should she have done? But she did right. She got in the eye shot of a camera. She could have also hit the stairs. But hell, if you don't know, you don't want, but hell, if you don't know, you do what your mind does first. Yeah.
And he kicked her in the head, y'all. He kicked her
Hmm.
like she was like you kicking
A
the
dog.
box. Like let me get this box in the corner. Like like it's
Hmm.
just a heavy box. It was just like wow. Like I'm just and I don't know. This is where I pray that black women in particular, because I feel like black women is the first line of defense in any nation, that they will stop being such supporters of abusive people.
Mm-hmm.
So when we hear certain famous people or celebrity doctors or heads of nations of religious organizations defend this motherfucker, y'all should run.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all should run. When we hear Minister Farrakhan, because we know he's gonna do it, because he loves to protect the black man, especially when he's wrong. That's his recruiting
Mm,
tool. Run, run.
mm.
You hear Dr. Umar Johnson attempt to tell you how this is another example of somebody making the black man beat up on somebody like he don't have a mind of his own.
Well, some of his other words were, "We have more important things to worry about."
Wow.
A direct quote. He's not going to spend too much time on this because we have other important things to talk about. As if
That sounds
uh,
like a predator to me.
abuse is not a big thing. Yeah. So
That's why that woman threw
Tasha
that
said,
fucking shoe at his head.
and Tasha said, and stop being dependent on men with money. Find your financial security and find love that is real. Real talk. So that's a key part topic that people don't want to talk about. Some people get used
Mm,
to the lifestyle, and I'm not saying that's Cassie Cates because I don't know her, but I know some women who have relationships. They have the means to break away, they have the money, they have the support, but because that person is of a particular tax bracket, they sometimes will stay and take the they kind of you know take the abuse for the wealth and the limelight that they have. And I'm not saying that's her. I don't know her, but I know people just in everyday life who man may be on have a very high big bag, and so she'll
mm,
overlook an occasional slap or a black eye or a busted lip because they living in a $2 million house and they driving Range Rovers and electric cars, and I got all the latest bags, so a couple of ass whoopings is worth that money. So I pray for the hurt that saw themselves in that Diddy video. I pray for the women that
mm.
saw themselves in the video. Yeah, me too. And welcome Gloria Hurt. Um, so I don't know. And Dr. Umar, I'm never until he
So,
produces a wife and some children and some tangible relationships. I don't want to hear him talk about any type of relationship. I only want to hear about relationships with people who are usually cultivate them. You know what I mean, or always talk about it. I never hear him say anything positive about relationships, so, or black women. So, other if he try unless you're trying to get in their drawers or something. So, yeah, I'm not impressed with him, not at all.
mm.
Especially since
And
he's
I
the
also believe he's a
authority
right.
on
Go ahead. No,
relationships,
please.
since he's the authority on black relationships, but he's not in one. It'd be different if he was, he's always the authority on how to treat a woman and what to do with a woman and how a woman should behave and how a woman should talk and what the woman's role is. And he ain't got no damn woman. Like, I don't want to hear it.
Mm.
Don't.
No, you're right. I don't know. I'm just so sick of it. I'm just really sick of Uh, go ahead, get these comments.
And abuse comes in all shapes and forms: physical, emotional, mental, etc. Know the difference. Yeah. I don't think people understand that, Tasha. Oh, you're
I
so
don't
welcome,
either.
Gloria. I don't think people realize that the mental abuse, like when somebody repeatedly talking about your looks and how dumb you are, how you can't do nothing, that's emotional and mental abuse right the fuck there. And so, that's why the last week, but then we had the story kind of backwards. He asked the black girl to the prom. I know I'm not cotton, would you pick me? But that's why, because she probably was beat down and never thought she was beautiful or valuable, that's why that shit was
Mhm.
funny to her and it was acceptable. So sometimes we don't want to look at the mental and physical, emotional abuse. We only see the physical abuse. And sometimes people can say some shit that hurt way worse than a cut.
That's real talk. I also think right now, physical, emotional, mental abuse makes you a lot of money in this society. That's why
Mm-hmm.
reality TV shows are so big. That's why all of the hip hop artists, women, rappers right now, they all from the strip club. What's more demeaning than sliding down a goddamn pole and people stuffing money in your butt crack? Like, let's be honest, family. I'm not saying that you can't do that as a job, but right now it look like that's the only way you get to be famous right now. Tell me about some black women that's famous for being a scientist. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
tell me, tell me. But all of them right now are because I work with young ladies. They'll tell you all about. I didn't even know who Sexy Red was. I didn't know who Lotto was. I don't know any of these damn people. I mean, I don't listen to them like that. But they're famous because they get to demean themselves, and that's who I'm not in the strip club, so I don't know. I just know when I was coming up, you dare not do half the things that these women are doing outright. And then because
Mhm,
we have
mhm,
lowered our bar, so we want to condone it because we don't want to pull ourselves up. So it's
mhm,
kind of it's kind of like doing something bad, and instead of you saying, I really messed up right there, we'll be like, but that was the best I can do.
mhm.
That's
Everybody
who
was
I
doing
am.
it.
Yeah. So it's like they didn't make it right though, player. But
Narcissistic
narcissistic
behavior
behavior pays bills,
unacceptable.
sis. Huh?
Unacceptable. I was reading the comment, and Tasha says, "I will stop. I listen to others now." No, don't stop, Tasha. No, no, we love the comments. Hey, Tina McClain. No, Tasha, don't stop.
Yeah,
Keep on
don't
putting your
stop.
comments because that's
I
what this
just
is
feel
about.
like I, I agree. I'm just saying that the crazy part is that abuse, things that we know that are abusive, right now that pays bills because we have a larger section of the community than we know that underclass has now become above board and they're not ashamed of that. Like we talking about young Miami. You think she knew Diddy was doing all of this? Do you think she thought that was okay? I mean, Kim Porter was
I-
classy, even though she was still getting beat down and getting beat up, like that kind of thing. We see her. I'm not trying to be funny. This it kill me. We can't pick and choose who we think's a victim. Like as much as people want to blame Will Smith's wife for his behavior, that's us contributing to that behavior. Because they say the one person said he broke her nose and she had to be doctored up in the house
Allegedly.
and did not come outside. That's the same thing that happened to Cassie. But because we don't like Jada for whatever reason, I don't know Jada. I'm just saying it seems like in our culture, any woman that's outspoken, that's getting it in, we got a problem with her. It's like you're not
Hmm.
docile enough. Yeah, let the man be the man. If he's a man, we will know. But if I gotta
That
make
part.
you be a man, you may not be a man, player.
Hmm. And when it comes to Young Miami, I don't know the relationship, but I know a lot of people hear about these men that are abusive and still choose to be with them because they're feeling like it can't happen to me. It ain't happened to me yet, so it ain't my concern. I don't know what she did to
Right.
get that slap or that busted lip, until that
Yep.
till the tables turn and then he whooping that ass and then you concerned. Tasha said, just consuming that info on social media is a form of abuse. We have to see how it destroys our minds and kids' minds. But again, like you said, it is a form of entertainment. It isn't. Yeah, this is
It's a
entertainment for some.
programming.
Think of how many people that
It's
sit
a
around and
programming.
watch the abuse because it wasn't they according to some people, it wasn't like he always did it in private. So there are people who
Right.
sat and watched this shit and went on about their business. So yeah, it's we've kind of desensitized everybody and made volatile, abusive men a norm, and it's not. Exactly, Will is not innocent. Heck, no, he ain't
We act
innocent.
like Daddy was like, go on up there and hit that fool. We all sat right there and watched him get up for whatever
And
reason.
we watched him laugh at first too. So you wasn't
Right.
that mad. That shit seemed like a big act.
And I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I would be remiss because my thing is, even if people thought that Jada was somehow hard on Will, that came from somewhere.
Hmm.
But see, we don't know that because we ain't in their life. I don't know these damn people.
That
I
part.
don't know.
Tina says, yes, people knew of abuse but chose to look the other way. Absolutely. They
Oh
chose
my
to look
God.
the other way and hang out and do whatever it was that they was doing. I don't know. But yeah, absolutely. It wasn't a secret.
Same thing with R. Kelly. This dude been doing this for years. Who you think paid for people to fly out to see him? He didn't book them flights.
That part.
I mean, come on. I think what gets me is that when people sit and watch people be devalued, and it's like, how do like, I will say this, and I'm not condoning Bill Cosby. If you know me, I don't really do shit like that. He did his shit, it was just him. He didn't have a whole support team and shit. He drugged the person, it was him and the person.
And he can't
Eh,
tell on
eh,
himself.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. But these niggas had whole entourages of support. That's what gets me with Diddy. That's what gets me with this
Yep.
whole hip hop culture. I was listening to Dr. Dyson. So I have all these things pop up. I'm like, damn, this fool made somebody mad, but I think he really made somebody mad. Dr. Dyson was basically saying, this is not just about hip hop. The hell is not Dr. Dyson. Now you're a doctor, dude. You understand? You're not like Dr. J where you play basketball and we gave you the name Dr. Christian by the people, right? This is Dr. Dyson, the PhD. And my thing is, dude, this is all over hip hop. We're talking about hip hop right now, i.e., black culture. Let's just be honest, Mr. Dyson. You love the like, I know you like to be a great orator, but sometimes I wish you educated motherfuckers would shut the fuck up and if you're not gonna be honest. I think y'all should just shut right up because we've been knowing that this abusive behavior was a problem in hip hop culture. It has always been an issue.
Mm-hmm.
We've kind of normalized demeaning of women. We normalized that. That's like the third leg of hip hop. That's like
That's
the
real
third
talk.
leg on the coffee table called hip hop. We have always had women in hip hop culture where there was no respect. They were more like objects. It was about their body type. It was about their skin complexion and tone. It was about them being mixed race. Let's just be honest. Let's look at the hip
Mm-hmm.
hop. We had NWA where they used the word bitch more times to describe a woman because I've never heard them say queen, not one
That part.
time. So let's what, sis? Absolutely.
Yep. Look at D Barnes. Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Dre just beat her all up. I also think there's a link there between black men's sexuality and how they see black women. I wish a lot of these black men could just be gay or bisexual and be honest about it, but don't use me as an apron or a beard. If that's who you are, be that. Be that. You feel me? So yeah, that's absolutely true. There's a comment.
Tasha has education versus experience. Those who are educated may not have the experience, so they should give advice on topics they are not familiar with.
I agree. I agree.
Hmm.
He's just saying the
And
way it felt like,
especially when you're stating your opinion as a fact, because he does that quite often. Dr.
yes,
Dyson states it as if it is a fact when it is clearly just his perspective and his opinion. So Tasha, I agree with you a lot on that one.
me
And
too.
I was going to say also when you take it back, should not give advice. And I know what you meant, Josh. And also to go back to hip hop, there were certain female rappers that really didn't make it big through their music. It was through when they turned to acting because we had Queen Latifah, who was really a lyricist that rapped that wore clothes, but she never reached the status as far as her music and record sales as people
Like
that don't
Nicki
wear no
Minaj.
clothes currently right now, and Nicki Minaj and Butt Naked, you know. And we had the
Yeah,
real rock, we had Roxanne Shante who could rap, but then we had the real Roxanne who was kind of mulattoish, and she got further than the other one. So we can always take it back. It always went when it came to hip hop down to physical appearance and sex appeal versus talent and lyricists. Totally different. And now they have totally taken because you used to have to prove you could be an MC back in the day. Rhapsody, people don't even know who Rhapsody is, Tina McClain, but she's
yep,
another good one. But
she
back in the
sure
day,
is.
as a woman, you had to really do battle rap. You had to try to prove that you can hang with the MCs. You know what I'm saying? Now you have to be able to put on a bikini or a thong, have tats, talk about sucking dick and licking booty and being a hoe
Yeah,
and degrading yourself and having no morals, having no standards, and then you blow the hell up. Sexy Red twerked on stage while she was pregnant, looking like a disgusting hood rat. If there ever was one, that's her picture should be in the dictionary of the hood rat. And now there's no talent or anything that has to go with being a female rapper. You just got to be able to be nasty and be willing to degrade yourself, and then you are a pop star. And that will go for Ice Spice, Sexy Red, Mulatto, who just Cardi B, who just made a whole post Mulatto that her man flies her out for the coochie after being 4 years together. And this is a married rapper that she's with that she knows she's married. So you're bragging about being a side chick. There's absolutely no
yeah,
morals when it comes to hip hop music right now. And rap
yeah.
pregnant with some thugs, baby. It's just disgusting, Tasha. Like,
And you know
oh
what the
God.
crazy part is? All that you described, Khadijah, that's what helps um the picture, if you will. That's what helps people not want to think that we're valuable. Y'all don't even understand when we support these type of people, it really affects your image. So when we can say, "Oh, look at black women, they loud, they nasty,
Hmm.
they have no morals," they'll go into the whole thing, and then they'll
They
pull
just
their
produce
pictures up.
babies.
Yes,
They just
they'll
produce
pull them
babies
up
for the
like if
welfare
they're the
system. Hmm.
example, most definitely. So but I don't
And
support people like
unfortunately,
that.
Londa, I'm about to say, and unfortunately, not for maybe us and the people tuned in here, but they are the example for a lot of young kids. That's the
Yeah.
saddest part
And
about the shit.
women. And women.
And women, yeah, some grown women, they really are the standard. So I'm right there with you. That is very sad.
And I don't know
It's
what
sad
we
when you
do
can
with
ask a
people.
kid, they'll name songs and rappers, but they don't even know they fucking zip code. Some of these kids they don't know how to. I seen a thing where they was telling people 25 and under to write baseball in cursive. The shit was embarrassing.
Yeah, they don't
It
like
was
her. No.
embarrassing. Do you hear me? And then they ask some simple questions like, "What was the zip code they live in?" Half of them only do things through social media, so they never mail a letter. They don't do anything that has to know a postal. They don't fill out shit that has to do with zip code. Do it on the computer, pin the address. Everything else autocorrects, right? So it was just we just so far behind and all kind of shit that it's just crazy. Um, Alicia said most of the girls get it from their mom and aunties. That's all they know. Yeah,
Who follow those people. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
yeah. You
Because
still
even
have
in
to. We got
my
to get to them
young
some
era,
way.
we had one or two people like that. Now we've always had one or two people like that. Who you think was going to Two Live Crew? Who you think was listening to Too
Hmm.
Short? Life
Yep.
is too short. Who you think was listening to that shit? Because I wasn't. So of course I'm
Hmm.
saying those are the same people. They're like they have real culture inside of black culture. That's real.
Then they say I went back to my community and gave back sneakers and change. No, go back and tell them to go back to school and get an education. Yeah, yeah. Just go back to or free
Wow.
turkeys or a lack of a good male figure. Yep, that's
Hold
absolutely
on.
true.
Look. So let me just tell you about this. I'm never going. I think I find more times women giving advice or at least having this conversation about what's decaying our community. I don't. And even if we take it to the woman, we take it to her too. I never hear men hold men accountable. Never.
You're not going to.
Never. They have every excuse why this fool is under the influence of whatever he chose to do. That's what I see a lot of. Well, like Diddy, they gonna blame the white dude who's over the record company. Now, what he got to do with
Clive
Diddy?
Davis.
He
Hmm.
gave him an opportunity. He paid him the money. I don't care how he got the money. He didn't tell T Biddy, Lord Jesus, P Diddy to knock this girl's hair off down the hallway and then buy the tape. I don't think he told him that. You act like this man don't have no mind of his own. Most black men have a mind of their own. But what they know they have, which is why our community hasn't been able to grow, is that they know that we're going to give them an excuse. We're not going to hold them accountable. See, back in the day when Elizabeth Taylor screwed up Carrie Fisher and her husband, Mr. Fisher's marriage, they said her films dropped off.
It was about
People did
morals.
not want to support Elizabeth Taylor. That's
Hmm.
when people had morals. When Gregory Hines made that comment about he didn't know all the women were going to be so dark skinned, they're auditioning for
Hmm.
Cap, that film flopped because black people was like, we
Hmm.
are not supporting this fool. But that's when we all used to live by a moral code. I'm not sure what we're doing right now.
Real talk. He was
Comments.
dead wrong. It was disgusting. I agree. We have more women to teach us about loving ourselves and back in our time. It was more male figures that protected women in the family unit. Yeah,
I've
because
always
I
had
could
money.
say growing. I'm about to say I could say growing up, I felt protected by my uncles. I
I
felt
did
protected
too.
by people that my mom allowed around us, and that's the other part. Everybody don't, and so I get what you're saying right here, Alicia. I didn't grow up feeling like every man I came across was a predator because my mom didn't really put
Neither.
us around people that were predator like. So I can say that I did feel protected growing up, and it does say there wasn't a lot of male around, even the women, because unfortunately we like to always shift blame to men, and I'm not taking nothing away, but women have to put their child in an environment sometimes where men have access to them, and oftentimes people don't be protecting the children, women, father and mothers. They rather hang out than and not really sure about who their children are around. Our mom was very
Mhm.
particular of to who we could be around. So I did grow up like riding down the, skating through my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I didn't grow up like,
Yes.
oh God, this is a predator.
Yes.
Now I feel bad for kids. You can't go no fucking where without thinking about a predator. Richard Cooper, straight smoke. Right. Yeah. You can't go nowhere without now and feel unsafe. There's predators everywhere. So yeah,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
my
No, I
opinion.
agree. I just know that I don't know. I to a degree, I kind of felt that we always did image. Like we would rather say, you know, these are fantasy people. We would rather say, I'd rather have Cliff Huxtable as a dad, but not James Evans. Now, what's the difference between those two men? James
Money,
Evans had high blood pressure because he was trying to keep his family together.
money. Only
Cliff
difference was
Huxtable wasn't
status.
even like and really involved in his kids like that. His stuff was more we gonna sit down and talk about it every time. You mean Theo ain't never got his ass checked? I mean, come, this man was actually drugging people. I didn't hear about the real James Evans who played him drugging people, Mr. James Evans. I haven't heard about him
Okay,
drugging anybody. You know what I
John
mean? Sometimes I
Neighbors.
think we do image. We do a lot of imagery. And then we don't know what to do when the image don't match up to what we put in our head. Like when the person has a flaw. You know what I mean? We don't know what to do with that flaw.
And people like to do things that they think looks easy. The Huxtables look like they had that shit popping. It looked like it was easy breezy. So that, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. They never had any type of clip. Never had, almost had a malpractice suit. She never lost a law case. Was she a
Right.
lawyer professor? They never
Yeah.
had any problems. You know what I mean? They never, good times problems would linger over to the next goddamn episode. Like it was just a struggle. So nobody, seriously, it's like,
That's
damn, y'all
true
got a lot of
though.
shit going on in that part. But so of course people are going to always pick what looks easy. Like it looks very easy to be on stage with a bikini on, shaking your ass and not worth nothing. You don't know all the shit that come behind it, like ass whoopings. You know what I mean? Degrading, rapes. A lot of shit happened at these hip hop performances and concerts and backstage that
Hmm.
looks all glamorous on stage. Y'all all seen I Can Sing the movie when she went on stage and covered that black eye up and danced her ass off. We don't know what people are going through, but we always want to imitate what looks easy and simple. That's why you don't see people imitating the nurse that saved their baby with an asthma attack in the hospital. Young girls see that shit all the time. You always in the ER with your babies because half of y'all don't have medical insurance. So you use
Mm.
the emergency room as your primary care doctor, and you see them nurses will your baby and give him breathing treatments and help him with a rash that broke out because you left a diaper on his ass too long. None of y'all imitate the lifesavers because that's work. She running through there doing IVs and keeping everybody alive. So you don't want to imitate shit that look hard. You want to imitate some
Yeah,
easy shit like shaking
that's
your
real talk.
ass. So
That's real
this is my
talk.
little word.
No, that's what I
We
mean.
see
I just
heroes every day.
somebody put a I was watching Family Matters early this morning. It just kind of popped on, and I really like
Alicia,
Family
I'm
Matters.
sorry. Straight up, James will whoop your ass. He get that belt out of the
For
room.
real though, absolutely. I was watching Family Matters, and I said to myself, even though it was like it was funny, but that even seemed more realistic to me. Like they had their
Until
grandmother live in the house and
they
their
traded
aunt.
in the wives. Till they did an Aunt Viv on her ass and took the dark skin mom out and got a light one. You know that, right?
What you talking about? Wait a minute, you
Family
talking about
Matters,
first?
the
Huh?
Winslows. You talking about
Yeah.
Family Matters? The Winslows, Carl. Yeah. Check your records, boo. They replaced the dark skinned mama with a light skinned one, baby, just like Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
But
Go
I
ahead.
think she left. I think I seen the. I didn't know the
No,
woman they
I
replaced
seen.
her with.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know who they replaced her
light
with.
skin. It was.
But she was
I
on
seen
there
her
for a
documentary.
long time. Like she
Yeah,
used to do a lot of work with Red Fox, by the way, because she's a
yeah.
comedic actor.
Why?
But the ones
Watch her.
I watch has
What's
the
his name?
black
Is
mama
good.
in it, Khadijah. That's the one I
Yeah,
watch. But
those
what
was
I'm
the good
saying
ones.
is,
That's when they started fading
yeah.
out. Go ahead.
But what I'm saying is, when you look at that show, Khadijah, it's like
They
they
had
had a
real
grandmama
storylines.
live in the house. They had an auntie with her son who lived. I guess the marriage didn't work and then she had to come back home. I don't know if her
Mm-hmm.
husband died. I don't know what it was. But when
Alma
you looked at
Hopkins.
that family, it seemed more realistic because there was other people living in the house. It wasn't just me and my kids. It's like
And
my
they
mama
kids went
living in
through
there.
things. Their kids went through things that kids go through in school,
Right.
like
That's all
getting
I'm saying.
bullied, trying to drink liquor. No, I'm saying I was agreeing with you. I was backing up when you're
Yeah.
talking about colorism. They had
Yeah.
replaced them anyway. But yeah, they had realistic shit happening to their kids. Like, you got
Yeah.
the annoying neighbor that come over, but y'all still love them anyway. You don't send them home. That is so
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, I just looked. I said, "Wow, that's another show," But the Cosby was. We really wanted to support this family that wasn't real. Like not even in any of the things it presented, it wasn't real. Then you meet some niggas. Well, I came from a family where my dad was a doctor, my mom was a lawyer. I said, but how many niggas did you know? Talk to me. How many black people did you go to school with? How many black people was on the bus stop with you? Because then the next breath you talk about being around all white people. I don't want to hear about that. That ain't my story. What if we cut people off and be like, I don't want to hear about your white life. I don't want to hear about that. Go somewhere else. You want me to
Oh
have
God,
empathy for you, but you're like, oh my God. Like I mean, what you want me to do? What?
real talk.
Ooh, but I also think this brings us back to Diddy because his whole perception, none of y'all want to believe he was beating on women's asses. Y'all just did not want to believe it. They're always trying to. I used to hear this. I remember one time being in a program on Saturday mornings. It was called Saturday Morning Beauty Salon Program. It's where black women come with their daughters and they
Oh
cook
shit.
breakfast. They do this fun activity. Be in there for like 3, 4 hours. On a Saturday, it was for 6 weeks. And I remember when that R. Kelly tape came out. And to hear black women with daughters talk about how the white man is trying to get rid of R. Kelly. So if your daughter came to you and said her friend's uncle, dad, whatever, pissed on her, you mean to tell me you gonna tell her, no, he didn't? That's the white man. That's the kind of dumb
She
shit we
might.
be saying. Like we got
Oh
our
yeah, no, she ain't
scenarios
saying that.
all
No, no,
messed up. Huh?
no, she ain't gonna blame the white man, but she may not do shit about it.
Yeah.
That's the sad part. But yeah, Sybil said back in the day, it was the aunties not wanting to talk about the uncle who touched everybody. Now it's the black population not wanting to talk about anyone in entertainment doing something wrong. All about protecting the image, even when the image is a lie. Straight
That's
up.
my point.
Diddy didn't care who he be. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some bodies out there. They say allegedly there could be.
That's what they
Allegedly
say.
there could
Kim
be.
Porter, one of them.
Hmm.
Like you know what I
So
mean?
I'm not.
And
Yeah,
I also think when you look at a dude who's looking, I got everything. It's something. I wish I could have
that's a
like a person
distraction.
that's an analyst to come and analyze all his shit because they analyze people. Like there's just some
And
things you could tell
sometimes
he's a
it's always
narcissist.
And sometimes it's like, look over here, so you won't look over here. And that's why he's always flashy, needing attention, always showboating. So yeah, I get it. I get it.
Even Jay
I
Z.
get it.
I didn't know it was 50 Cent who showed that damn picture.
Yeah, 50 Cent is crazy.
I can't stand
He be on
50
their
Cent
ass.
sometimes. I swear to God.
He be
I
on
can't
their ass.
stand 50 Cent sometimes. Because sometimes did you see the one he posted with the person's lips? I
They're
think it was
supposed to be
Jay-Z's
looking up.
lips.
Yes, yes, I seen that.
I
He
said,
said this
why
with
did 50
Beyonce
Cent
looking
do
at,
this?
yes.
Why did he do that, Khadijah?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Cause he 50.
See, we would
You know,
think
you can't mess with 50.
we would expect that wife beating behavior from 50 Cent. See, what our imagery we think is this fool, but ended up being this fool over here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because we look at imagery of what we think. I just gotta pull this up because I just think this is wrong. I'm sorry. We still talking about this, ladies. Thank you for joining us tonight. We are really talking about what's happening with Diddy. I think that black people have to have some courage and talk about those hard things like that. And I feel like at some point, here's the thing: is racism real? Absolutely, racism is real. But I think what's even more realer than it being real is that we got to talk about it. And I know that's not easy. You know, this picture here.
Oh,
Why 50 Cent put that up on his page?
cause 50 Cent is crazy. And please take this down. He look like the man off the camel off the cigarette carton.
I
Please
just
take this
looked at his
damn
lips
picture
and be
down.
like, that's a lot of alcohol.
That's a lot of chapstick he needs. Take this big ass, them dry ass lips off this camera. That's too close up. He needs some good old fashioned Vaseline.
So listen, do you think that Jay-Z why everybody keep pulling Jay-Z in? That's what I don't understand. Help me out, Khadijah, because I'm struggling. I don't understand
I
why they
don't know
pull
because
Jay-Z into so much
I
shit.
feel like Jay. It's always been remnants of Jay Z messing with underage girl. I ain't heard about him whooping nobody. You got to remember, Solange socked that nigga up in the elevator. We got to remember that something he did in that elevator. She socked my boy up. So we got to remember. But there's always been remnants of him messing with underage girls. Foxy Brown was underage. He had Aaliyah before Dame, and R. Kelly. So you got to always. It's always been so. Jay Z though. To me, I think he did a pivot turn and became a family man. Because now you think of Jay Z, Beyonce, and their children, right? You don't think of him as the old playboy party guy with all the women. It's always been remnants. Now they just fucking with him because Jay-Z's sitting kind of pretty with some money. And I'm not saying he didn't do nothing. He might got some bodies buried too. I don't know, but I think he kind of like stepped out the limelight, like trying to disassociate himself or put some distance between that type of lifestyle. Diddy, I didn't know Diddy had so many goddamn kids. I didn't know he had babies all the way down to like 1.5 years old. I had no idea he was out here still making babies and just the old bachelor playboy. You know what I mean? I didn't. Jay-Z removed himself from that. I think some people like, no, you did this. We're going to come back and remind you. You know what I'm saying? Diddy never left the lifestyle. This fool is like in his late, what is he, like his
Mm.
50s? He's in his 50s and he's still making, babies with women he's not married to. Jay-Z children, I've heard he had one by Free allegedly from 106 and Park or whatever, but his children are by his wife. So that's a whole totally different image when you look at Jay-Z and you look at Puffy. Was he ever married to any of these women he beat? I don't think he
Mm.
was ever a husband, but he has a lot of baby mamas, and he has most people, even in our take away the money. Black men in our
Okay.
community who have multiple baby mamas usually are sometimes aggressive and abusive. They are short tempered. You know what I mean? They don't really have respect for women. That's why they have like 5 and 6 baby mamas and 11 kids and shit like that. There's no respect for the person that birthed their child. That sounds a lot like Diddy. That's why we have a lot of people in our community condoning what he's doing and giving him an out because we have them in our community that don't have Diddy pockets. There's a bunch of Diddies in our
Mm.
neighborhoods. A whole lot of them in our neighborhood. So I
Mm.
think to
That's
answer your question,
true.
people are bringing up Jay Z because they remind him of who he is, but Jay Z tried to like revamp who the hell he was. And one that got him the baddest, because it ain't Trina ain't the baddest bitch. Beyonce out here been in for a few decades now. Went from a girl group by herself, because that's what Trina claimed herself to be the baddest bitch, maybe in Miami. But girl, Beyonce is she done, hey, they like the power couple of hip hop and R&B and now country because Beyonce ain't playing with y'all. But people want to remind Jay Z of who he was, or maybe still is. I don't know, but I think he went and got married and became a family man and left that image alone. So P Diddy looks like the pervert he is at 50 something years old, and he with Young Miami who was 21. That feeds into all the stereotypes and every story they're talking about Diddy, like young girls who are young and impressionable.
The age. Yeah,
Yeah. He
I
ain't
agree with
messing with
you.
it's some nice looking older women out here. He don't want that old cougar coochie. He wants somebody young that he can tame and do what he got. He can tr- train them how he wants them to be.
That's deep. I didn't
Is
even
my
think
opinion.
about it like that because I think that you're right. I was trying to, which I can't find. I was trying to pull up some of them parody videos that I sent you, but I can't
50 Cent
find
do
them.
come with that truth. Yes, he do. He
Oh,
says
the parody videos were hilarious. Go, you read the
he said
comments.
Beyonce was
I'm
underage
sorry.
when Jay started messing with her. She waited until he was 18. I read that one. He's older.
Okay, sorry.
Hold on. No, what you doing, baby?
Go ahead. Hi.
He's older more than me, and I'm 51, old enough to know better. Exactly. Young and they can control them. Yep. So Beyonce and Jay-Z are the nowadays Whitney and Bobby. No, hell no. Because I don't know if I don't know, because Solange beat his ass in that elevator. They might be more like the Ike and Tina, we don't know. I don't know. Because I heard at one time he had her allegedly had her drugged up, working and everything. So they might be more like that where you can't even see her shit. Bobby and Whitney, they fought in public, man. They didn't give a shit. They more Bobby and Whitney is more like the talentless Krishan Rock and Blueface, just boo bop each other because her and Bobby didn't give a shit. They be high and whooping ass, young and they can control them. Yep.
Yeah, I just don't know why they kept bringing up Jay Z. I said, did I miss something with
Yeah,
Jay
and a lot of shit. Like 50 Cent is also like
Z?
a very paid troll. You know how trolls go around and fuck with celebrities. That's what 50 Cent do. He just got money. When he get on your like when Jesse Smollett with the 50 Cent will drag your ass. He's like a very rich
He's
troll,
funny as
and he
shit to
trolls all
me.
these social media people. Yeah, he trolls all the stars on social media. So 50 just
All
being
right,
50.
hold on. I'm trying to see now, y'all. I got to give me a minute to find. Oh, here goes some of the parodies right here. Hold on for a minute.
Oh Lord.
Okay, so Keisha, don't let me forget about the dude, the guy. What's his name? The football dude. Um. So look, hold on. Let me get this one together right here. Hold on, y'all. Let me pause it. Hold on. Hey, what is this? Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to, I'm trying to
What
find
football
everything.
dude?
Oh shoot. Hold
I don't
on.
know the football dude you're talking about.
Hold on. The one who was Cat Williams was on the show and it went through the roof.
Shay, Club Shay Shay.
Khadijah. So
Shannon
you know
Sharp,
that white comedian that used to be married to a black woman was on there, and he says to
Harry
this
Owens.
fool's face that you don't defend black women, and this fool laughs, like loud laugh.
Mhm.
And I thought to myself, did this nigga just laugh about like basically a white man telling him that you don't protect black women, and then you laughed about it?
But was
Like
it a
like
lie?
like this is so true. Well, that's why I said
Yeah,
it
I'm
was
about to
so
say,
true.
was it a lie? And he laughed at it because he know he don't. He know get black women on there, give him some liquor, and then let them do a Monique. Just embarrass their damn self. That's what he do. So yeah, I don't know.
I think I
I ain't
was
no
just
real fan of
utterly
Shannon
shocked
Sharp.
by that
And
without
he
saying
said, Tasha said, and he said it more than once. Yeah, he was taking a dig at Shay, and Shay just took it. He took her from Skip when he was on the show with him. He don't stand up to white men. He'll argue with a black person on there, try to make you change your opinion. But yeah, Shannon Sharp is just a modern day coon with tight clothes on.
I was like, this cannot be real. This cannot be real. I don't know where it was. I thought it was in here, but I can't find it.
So
I think
y'all,
there's a whole. What was y'all thoughts about that? These cute babies in here. I
I
think I
just said
spend
my
more
thoughts
time sending
was
you cute ass
baby food.
babies.
Hmm.
What did you think about that?
I didn't think nothing about it because I don't care for Gary Owens, and I think Shannon Sharp is a clown. So somebody said straight up coon. Yeah, I didn't. I would expect him to laugh. I wouldn't expect him to say, "I love black women. My grandmama black, my mama black." I wouldn't. Yeah, he sat there and laughed almost like he was flirting with him. To me, that's a chuckle laugh. When somebody you trying to laugh cute in front of somebody, that's what I got at him. He's a whole goddamn clown, in my opinion. I didn't watch the interview. I just seen the clip you sent me.
I didn't either. I just
So
seen the
yeah,
clip too.
I
I
didn't think. I
thought
don't
like
think about him.
here's what I'm really good at, Khadijah. I'm really good at accepting the truth from wherever it comes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he was a white man. I get it. But damn, if the white man bust your ass out, I don't know what else to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the black men who don't support black women, they would have just not even brought it up. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Here's a man telling you who you can and can't cancel, all because he used to be in a woman's
Yeah,
vagina,
cracked
a
me
black
up.
woman's
I
vagina.
said, yeah, I seen that clip
Right?
too.
You get to be an
I saw
expert
that
on
clip
black
too.
people now,
But that's
but
kind of like the
okay,
meeting we was in.
you know what could
We
be.
had some people telling us that was a straight up the same thing. His lack of response said so much. It said more than enough. Also, Margarita, I believe the same thing. That's why I said his laugh said it all. Hell, he gave us our he gave us our viewpoint that he thought that shit was chuckable. Like, no, I don't. Yeah, he doesn't. So just
Mm-mm-mm.
like his interview with Amanda. Yeah, Amanda. So yeah, Amanda she gets on my
She get on my
last
nerves.
She get on my
Yeah.
last butt hair. Fuck the nerve. She's on the tip of my hair, like when your panties pull on
Uh,
the hair on your leg.
uh,
She's gets on my damn nerves. You can't please her. She's always unhappy. She's always talking about she supports and empowers black women, but everybody she talk about that she bring down are black women. Issa Rae. I'm not even a Tiffany Haddish fan, but Tiffany Haddish. Anybody
what's
that's doing
Amanda's
stuff like
last
that is
name?
always seals.
Okay.
And I'm tired of her. I'm tired of her. I'm tired of her on her fucking soapbox. I'm tired of her on a pity couch. I want to do a pity petition to get her ass from interviewing anymore. I am tired of hearing her complain about how
Did you say
nobody
a
has
pity
put her
petition?
on.
I can't stand
Yeah, because
you.
it's just it's she's the typical person that look like she is privileged that is like mine's too, but he disregarded the hell out of her. But she should stand up to him like she go live on her chats by herself. I would have read his tight clothes ass for filth. I would have read him for filth. Do you hear me? But she got off of there and then went and did a whole soapbox. Then she lied about being autistic, but she was never diagnosed. But she did something through the mail or some shit. Like, I'm so over her needing attention. I Sit your ass down. I couldn't even watch it all. So me either. I seen the I'm over her. Like, sit down. You to go on Issa Rae. She was on the show. Wasn't she the pregnant friend on the show? Yeah, so she was on the show,
Yeah, I
right?
don't know.
So girl, sit
Yeah.
down. I think that's her. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I'm just tired of her. I'm
It was.
tired of I
She said she felt the need to protect her. Now, what has somebody that ever looked like her
who
protected somebody that looked like Issa?
who said they felt yeah, that's her trying to insert herself in Issa's come up. Like she was responsible for her, being where she is. Girl, get your ass out of here. Get out of
Uh,
here.
I just thought that shit was funny. I ain't gonna
And it's
lie.
like she needs to be protected. She the fragile one that's always somewhere crying about not being invited to the parties. People not calling to check on her. People not doing this. She doing that. She needs to want to be protected from them fragile ass feelings. I'm so tired of her. I'm so tired of her. I don't even know what to say. I'm tired of Amanda Seals. I don't want her on nobody. I don't want her on the couch. She'll go live and go in for 30 minutes, like blaming everybody. Like, I'm tired of her. And there are people out there who are really autistic and they ain't worried about being invited to no fucking Hollywood parties. What does that have to do with her not being invited to Hollywood parties? Like, it was just a whole pity couch. I want to do a pity petition to get her ass, petty petition, get her ass off of all interviews. Like, don't interview her no more. Sit down, Amanda, and go write a screenplay or something. She's been in Hollywood since she was a kid. Go write a screenplay. Go behind the scenes and do something. You should have enough connections now. If you stop getting on live, going off on every goddamn body, people probably want to work with her. Just like they don't want to work with Monique. They probably tired of her too. Go ahead. I'm
What's
sorry.
going on with Monique? I ain't heard from her in a while.
You know,
So I mean, in
yeah.
terms of her being on
One of her
social media.
sons, one of her sons came to her show and they got a hug. So I don't know which one it was, but I'm tired of her too. I watch her little stand up comedy thing, and she don't do shit but talk about Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey. She don't tell not one joke. Haven't heard one joke come out of Monique and none of her stand up. There is no punchline, no joke. She just makes joke out of people dogging her, and I'm tired of her too. And I'm tired of seeing her in bodysuits. I know she lost weight, but put on some regular goddamn clothes. She always looked like she finna be on be ice skating. I'm tired of her in whole pieces. Pin on some regular clothes, Monique.
uh, I'm gonna tell you something though. I feel like because I don't really know Monique. Oh, you got a comment on here. I'm so sorry. I don't really know
Uh,
Monique, but I just feel like now that we've had sometimes when time settles and people have to reemerge, you get to see how talentless they really were. Like you look back at the Parkers, anybody can get a fat black woman on there running after some men. That's nothing.
you
But where
look
was
at
the
Queens of
talent at?
Comedy. Queens of
Huh?
Comedy, she wasn't that funny. Queens of Comedy was a bunch of profanity. She wasn't that funny. Adele Gibbons and some more rock that shit. They was hilarious. They have punchlines. Even then
Yeah.
she was just talking, making jokes about being fat and chasing the man and all that kind of shit. Like Monique, she was the Parkers on stage. It's just always
Right.
she was the same thing in Roscoe Jenkins' home. She was the fastest to fucking the inmates. It's like Monique, like that's when she probably started wearing bodysuits because she ain't stopped wearing the bodysuits. Margarita said that autistic comment and retraction threw me for a loop. It had nothing to do with nothing, Margarita. I think she didn't get the empathy she thought from Shannon because he looked like a big old black buck that would coon and bow down because she's, probably a mulatto, whatever she is, and he was fucking with her and was degrading her and wasn't giving her no off. So then she turns to have a type of mental disability. Girl, get out of here, Amanda. Get out of here. I'm so tired of her. I'm sorry. I'm just so tired of her.
Okay.
'Cause she was on my feed for a few days.
I did not watch President Biden's commencement speech at Morehouse College. I don't know if
Mhm.
anybody out there tuned in, but I guess they had to Tina said you're hilarious. They had to release a statement. I'm not shocked by Joe Biden.
Well,
I
he was
just really
senile.
wish
Oh,
niggas
okay.
would stop acting like this man owe us something when he really showed us what he really thinks of us then and now. So I don't know why he
Mhm.
doing a commencement speech at Morehouse. Like I don't know how much more kicking black people in the head we could take at this
Well,
stage.
isn't that why we send our children to historically black colleges so a white president come talk to them? Just joking. I don't know what the hell he was there for either. I really don't. But hey, it was the president. Did he remember what he was talking about? Because I don't watch him because in the middle of his shit, he always forget what he's saying is and be sitting there like he frozen. I don't watch none of his
So I
speeches.
guess this
I just wait
fool
for the reels to
said
come out.
he said something that on racial injustice, he said it's natural to wonder if democracy actually works for you. This is
Mhm.
what the motherfucker said.
My
I really
bad,
think this
Renita.
I really think
She
this man
said,
don't
"Hey,
want to be
hey,
president.
not too
What
much
the
on HBC." Yeah, no. And I'm laughing at Renita's comment. My bad. Yeah, he should have been invited. No, I'm just saying though, we be so quick to send our kids to HBCU, and then they gotta listen to this. See now, motherfucker up here talking. They probably was like, "I thought this ain't." That probably was happy because of the president, but they probably was like, "Oh hell no, that fool neck, that fool neck deep in the grave."
I just feel like, and some of my homeboys went to
I'm
Morehouse.
sorry, that made me laugh.
I just feel
You
like
see
I
that
don't
comment?
know, huh? What you say?
That fool neck deep in the grave. Okay, go me mute
Hey,
my.
hey, Renita said not too much on the HBCUs.
I know,
Um,
my bad, sis, my bad.
no, it's all right. We can take it. That's what it means to be black. We gotta take the good and the bad, right? It don't mean that the HBCUs are not good colleges. I just don't understand why we keep inviting people to the cookout when we know they don't even like us like that. That's our
Or when
disillusion.
they go,
Yeah,
or when they gonna make fun of the goddamn food and everything at the bar, because that was a bust. That was saying does the mountain really work for you? Because it's working for him. He got everything he needs. That was really like an underlying, a subliminal clown to the black people in the audience. They went right over their
yeah,
goddamn head.
yeah.
They
I
could
just
have asked
thought that was.
anybody else,
I just thought.
right?
Now on the other front, now listen, let's see how they could have invited Donald Trump. At least he would have been flat out honest. But I don't think
He
y'all
would have
ready
been
for honesty.
entertaining. I think
I
they
think some
protested
people
it.
did
Probably
protest it.
did.
Yes, they did.
Uh-huh.
Some people did protest. But I just know you're not gonna tell no head black people of the HBCU that they can't have a boy come. You
Hmm.
know, because he said you ain't black if you don't vote for me, and so most of us believe that.
Yeah.
Donald Trump said he will take the election results from this upcoming election if he wins.
Is he crazy as shit? Yeah, Donald, at least he entertaining. This nigga's crazy.
That's he is for me,
A whole
Khadijah.
fool.
But I also
He
love the
is
way
a
he
whole
irks
fool.
black people. He irks the black people who bought into the system. He irks the shit out of them.
Hmm.
They be mad as shit. You think that this man personally fucked their credit up. You think that he personally did this because people be really upset. So I guess they had to release a statement. You know, Oh God, look, there they go. Look. I got to show you this. So here's my thing, y'all. I mess with everybody. I mess with everybody. Like, I want to know what's going on all fronts. They got this fool in Atlanta. Now look, if you what I look at all the black people in the back. You gotta look at black people in the back. Cause we be so excited. Look, let me back up so you can see how this man look. Look at this fool. Look at all the black people in the back. Look. He look like he don't even know the fuck he at.
He don't know where he at. He gonna probably pause mid sentence. They be having to steer him on which way to walk out the place. Like I not
But it makes
interested,
you. I'm
Joe.
gonna tell you this with Biden. This really makes me question: was it really easy for people to leave slavery?
Hell
Look,
no.
because sometimes we be holding on to people, Khadijah, even when they're not holding on to us. And it makes me wonder, like in slavery, was it hard? Because I think in our mind, we feel like everybody wanted to leave slavery, but then
Be
sometimes
free.
I feel like some people didn't want to leave. Because I see the way they hold on to this man that's half dead and who says the most
Yep.
racial and sensitive shit, but we still be like, he better than Donald Trump. But it's like, is he really?
Mhm.
Because they just sent
Well,
another plane load of Haitians back to Haiti. But the black people not looking at that
it-
since people
and
love black
most black
people so
people
much.
don't even feel no connection to the Haitians. The black people don't even feel no.
But
It's like oh they the
the,
black people from over there. They feel absolutely zero connection with
it's
Haitians,
sad.
which is
They
sad.
just sent another boatload. They just sent
Hmm.
another boatload. I mean, another plane load. Excuse me, y'all. Another plane. And I was like myself, we don't give a. I mean, y'all, come on. And in some ways, I think that's why people not really giving a damn what black people need because evidently we don't give a damn.
We don't even know what we need. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
Everybody black need is different. Some people think they need to increase EBT. I'm being dead ass serious. They protest about that. They feel like they should include other things. We everybody needs is different. Some people think we should have 3-day weekends and they don't have a job. Like it's just stupid shit. Like I don't. Everybody's need is different. I'm so
Did you
serious.
just say they don't have
It's
a
just
job?
yeah. At least with Donald Trump, you know what he is going to do, and he won't lie. He gonna tell you, "Hey, do you? I'm gonna do me." And yeah. Biden act like he in a fight with black people. He don't know what the fuck what fight we in because we don't even know what fight we in. But I don't know. I
I
just
just
want you to
yeah,
know,
and
a
I
little off
just
topic. I drank the spirit you gave me for my birthday with the jalapeno flavor,
uh-huh.
and the shit burnt my lips in my throat. Girl, that drink is no joke. I'm sorry, y'all, but that it got. Y'all know I'm over here sweating right now. That shit is hot. Go ahead. I can't remember
I,
the guy
I
talked us into trying it, and you said I'm gonna buy it and try it. Go ahead. Sorry.
sister is that Margarita? She
The
basically
devil
said the
you know
devil
is
knows versus the devil
versus the
disguises.
devil in disguise.
Crazy
Crazy
is
versus
crazy.
crazy.
I think there's a difference between the two of them.
Well,
I
expound
just
on
got
it,
to say
player.
this. I think there is a difference between Biden and Trump. And so here's my thing. That's why I love being the black that I am. Like most people is black, most people is BIPOC. I'm not a BIPOC. I'm gonna keep saying that till I die. I'm not a BIPOC. I'm not a person of color. I am black. Black is the dominant color. Everything else is of color, including white people. Okay, so I just feel like I don't have a problem with Donald Trump because I'm not going to ask him for anything. I am willing to do for self. Now, if you're a beggar, you want to live on the illusion that this man going to be better because Donald Trump may say some things. I lived under the time where because of Biden's crime bill, I watched a lot of black men get locked up and I watched a lot of black families be destroyed. That was from Biden, not Donald Trump. In that same time, all the rappers were bigging up Trump
Hmm.
because most people don't do history. Y'all like to buy into lies. Y'all act like Biden is somehow going to be better than Donald Trump. Well, I'm not asking neither one of these fools for anything. I'm not, because I'm willing to do it myself. I came from the people who did things for self. So I don't have no problem with Donald Trump. I can't see on the record what he did against black people. I'll wait. Y'all can come on and come up with some stuff. Didn't worry about affirmative action because I didn't go to the university. I was out building clinics and putting people to work. That's what I was doing.
And I can
I didn't
say
need
this for me,
I
I
didn't need
don't trust.
affirmative action.
I can say this personally. I don't believe either one of them give a fuck about black people, but Trump is just the one that say it out loud. And so
Yeah.
I don't believe either one of. I'm not delusional enough to believe that one of them love us more than the other. That's
Oh,
just
most
not the
definitely.
case. And that's no, no, no. And that's people try to make it seem like Biden is for us and Trump's not.
Yes.
I believe
Yes.
their dislike for us is equal. One is a little bit more vocal about it, and one is not. But I'm not delusional enough to think that one of them love us more than the other. That ain't happening. Tina said, "Have you noticed all of a sudden Kamala Harris is so tuned in with her blackness?" Yeah, Miss,
But she's not
please get
even
out of here,
black,
Kamala.
family. She's not
Get
black.
out of here.
She's not even black. Just like the lady on the
So
View, she and on the View, is that the View? No, on with Whoopi Goldberg. She not even
that's
black.
the view.
She did her
That's
DNA,
the
took
view.
her to Spain. Y'all gotta quit trying to make everybody black. If Donald Trump come out and say his great great grandmother was black, y'all what y'all gonna do? Tell him he can't be black? What y'all gonna do?
uh,
Y'all gonna sit there and eat caca. That's what's gonna happen. But I just feel like here's my difference too, Khadijah. Donald Trump may talk shit, but Biden did shit. I don't care about a talker. I care about the doer.
yeah, and he
I
is
just thought they're
Donald
not the
Trump.
same for me. I don't like neither one of
Yeah,
them, but I'm just saying one of them
mhm,
talk shit and the other one did shit. And the shit he did messed up black families even till this day.
absolutely. And Trump also don't have to do it because his mouth is slick enough that he has other people to do his shit. So his hands, Donald Trump mouthpiece is ridiculous. Biden don't got it, and that's what people are really mad about. Donald Trump, he could. Poor black people can relate to him, criminals, because he said he done been to jail. He got the middle class voting for him. His mouthpiece is just very slick. I'm being honest. He
Yeah.
got the mouthpiece where he's like, I didn't tell them to do that. You know what I mean? He knows how to finagle shit. He's a businessman. Running
Yeah.
the country is a business, y'all. This man is a
Hey.
businessman. He know how to talk the talk. Donald Trump policies are better for working class black people, but you're absolutely correct. They have both races. Yeah, he just
Yeah.
Donald Trump just no, they don't give a fuck. Donald Trump is just he's just funny to me.
Working
Not that,
definition working definition of racism. I gotta help some of y'all out. Racism is prejudice plus
plus
power.
power.
Donald Trump could have been prejudiced. He don't like fat people. He don't like Mexicans. He don't like, but he don't like no fucking body. That's a
Really, no, if I
prejudice.
say he fuck with
Yeah, the
everybody.
plus power part is what we haven't seen yet. But we've seen that with Joe Biden when he came up with that imminent crime bill, when this fool had the audacity to tell people they ain't black if they don't vote for him. Like, who the fuck is you? How you get to tell me something that about myself? Like, I don't get to be black. I get to be black whether I want to be black or not. I can't hide this. This ain't rubbing off nowhere. I don't get to
That part.
identify as being black. I am black.
And
Shit,
and
I
and something
identify
else
as a
to back
millionaire, but
up.
ain't nobody gave me $1 million yet.
That part, and to back it up again, we talk about prejudice plus power. Trump did exhibit his power, but it was in a different way. This motherfucker put people in place when he was in office to make certain things happen. Biden don't do that. He did the crime bill, but he's so stupid. And Donald Trump is playing for the long haul.
Yeah,
Guess that's the best thing to say. That's why he's a businessman. He's a strategist. To be honest, I
yeah.
don't know what Biden did.
I just
I know
think
he
it's
did the crime bill,
interesting.
but this nigga was not a businessman. So he don't. This he. I don't. Trump is thinking uh long term and strategically. So that's
Trump
why
is
his court
thinking
battle
money.
going on so long. Yeah,
That
but
hey,
that's
y'all
all long
ask the
term because
Jacksons
money
was
is
he
long
racist?
term,
Look,
right?
ask the Jackson family was he racist? He put up that victory tour. Donald Trump did.
Well, he also did all the Miss America pageants and everything. So he
You
did
better
Donald Trump,
say
yeah.
it.
And everybody used to always do the hip hop audience really made him rich because they blew Donald
Yes, they
Trump up
did.
before the goddamn body. They wanted
Yes, they
to
did.
his name was in every song. They wanted to film at Trump Plaza and Trump this and Trump that and Trump yeah. So yeah,
But
but
see,
this
sometimes
is
we act like we don't even know that to be true, though. That's what get me with us. We be acting like, well, like y'all keep feeding us. You want to feed us this line, but I gotta tell you this: Black people are thinking today. See, we're not all one group anymore. So then I
that
watch
part.
some Black people who believe in policy because it's helping their family. Now they feel kind of stupid because Black people like you don't get to speak for me. You know. Last thing before we get out of here, what are your thoughts about Beyonce's country album?
I listen to country music, as you know, and I
Yeah.
think it's okay. I think Beyonce sounds like Beyonce with country music. I don't. It's okay. There's some black artists out there that are country western that is killing it. So I just think Beyonce, because she is Beyonce, she's able to cross over and get attention. But it's some black artists that been going hard in country music that really can fucking blow, play the guitar, do all that shit. You know what I mean? That are really good. But yeah, I'm not really interested in Beyonce. Like I never have been like a big Beyonce fan, but um, people jamming to it. I'm glad she can do good. We are multi-talented. We can do any genre of music, and Beyonce has just proven that that can be done. She has an excellent marketing team. She's Queen Bee. So Beyonce is constantly redefining who she is as an artist, and I think that's what makes her iconic, in my opinion. People don't want to use that term. She went from Destiny Child to going solo to then it was just three of them. And then she did this. She became Mrs. Carter. She's Queen Bee. She got some longevity here, and I think she's just an all around entertainer. Her country album's probably doing great, and she's probably gonna be on tour soon, killing it with the country music.
So this is what I will say about Beyonce because I haven't really bought any of her stuff. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That's just me. I just ain't into it. But I gotta give Bay
Yeah,
her
me too,
props. Let
Tina.
me.
Me
I,
too,
I gotta
Tina.
give her props. What she say? I'm sorry.
She said, "I think it's okay. It's not my cup of tea, but congrats to the sister." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She making strides.
Yeah.
Like it's Beyonce shit.
Let me
They
say
ain't
this.
gonna
I
put out
do
nothing
think.
for her that ain't gonna be good.
Yeah, I do think Beyonce. I want people to kind of look at it from this way. I think Beyonce has used her platform to to kind of boo boo on Taylor Swift. Cause they keep trying to make Taylor Swift be Beyonce. Now she done went into her lane and took her shit. Since y'all won't
Uh
give
huh.
Beyonce, she deserve all them goddamn Grammy of the year and all it is. But then she took her talent, went in the country. You know what I mean? Let them know I'm really better than Taylor. But I'm also going to highlight because she's also brought a lot of black country artists with her who would have never got that shine if Beyonce hasn't shined her light over there.
I was about to say they wouldn't even know who they. Yeah, because that's what she did. Because yeah, she didn't partner with too many on her album. I know she brought Dolly Parton in, but because she's singing country, people are now recognizing that there are other black country artists because people didn't think there
Oh,
were
she did
any.
have some other
So she
black
did shine some
country
light
artists
on them.
on her album. Yeah, because I seen a whole little documentary about that.
Yeah,
So
me too.
they got a chance to do a little work. The same way when
Me
she went
too.
to the Afrobeat and she went over and did that whole album for the Lion King and all that. She worked with a ton of African artists,
I'm about to
and it
look
kind of
this up.
brought
Go
them
ahead.
some more limelight. So I like the fact that she will use her platform instead of complaining about black women and what nobody ain't doing for her with the little platform the other child Amanda got. Beyonce be using her stuff to shine lights on other things, whether if people like her or not. I never bought any Beyonce album, but I will say this: I like what she doing with her stuff. So, because sometimes I see people come for her, and I be like, why y'all so mad at her? Well, shit, Illuminati. What bitch illuminate your life? What shit? Y'all just mad because nobody came and picked your ass up. Like I just
Mhm.
think that's a really good thing. So just want to say big ups to her because I watched the wedding like Taylor Swift. What the, if she don't sit the fuck down, Taylor, have a seat.
Yeah, I ain't tell you. Beyonce look
Yeah,
like an old white woman on this picture though. But yeah, I
yeah,
don't even know. I couldn't name one Taylor Swift song to be honest with you because she ain't my genre or my age group. But they do try to make her bigger than what she is. And
yeah,
Beyonce ain't my age either, but I know her shit. So that's a
yeah.
difference right there. But
And then when Taylor
I don't
Swift
know who
turn
Taylor
around,
is.
you'd be like, where'd she go? Like,
Yeah,
girl, you could never beat Beyonce. Your concerts don't even look that exciting. Beyonce looked like she gave you a show. You felt like you was a
yeah,
part of an
she do.
experience.
She do give you a show. She jamming her ass off in that hour. Taylor's sitting there with the guitar. So it's
Yeah,
definitely not she's not an entertainer. She's a country singer or whatever genre she pop singer. Beyonce is an entertainer. She's not just a singer. She dancing across the stage. She's giving you a show. She's an entertainer.
yeah. I don't know what the hell
Hmm.
going on here. I just feel like, yay, yay, baby. Go on about your business, girl. Go on.
Hmm.
So, all right, Khadijah, that's it.
All right, y'all. Well, we're gonna wrap it all up. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hope y'all have a
Yes.
very great and prosperous week. And I think we signing out of here. We about to be out of here.
Yeah, we about to be out of here. I gotta go water the grass.
All right. Well, y'all do
The
something
grass
special for
looking
yourself
fine.
on purpose because y'all deserve it, and we will holla. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Holla.
Deuces.